Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Friday the 10th of February. A drizzly day, and you may well hear the rain in the background. But we continue reading through Scripture with Robert Murray McShane, and one of the chapters we read today is Mark chapter 13. Jesus has been in Jerusalem in the temple teaching people, and he's just leaving. The chapter begins, as he was leaving the temple, one of his disciples said to him, "Look, teacher, what massive stones, what magnificent buildings." "Do you see all these things?" Jesus replied. "Not one stone here will be left on another. Every one will be thrown down." And as I read that, I thought, here was a building which was, to all intents and purposes, and from what I've read, one of the most magnificent buildings of the first century. Certainly in Jerusalem it was. This outstanding bit of architecture. And the disciples hadn't been to Rome, they hadn't traveled the world, they'd lived in the area. So for them, this was the epitome of human endeavor, essentially. And they look, and it was a magnificent building. It was huge. It was, the stones were massive. I've read a stone which they thought weighed close to 100 tons. 6 meters long or something. So it was a truly impressive building. And Jesus says it's all going to be broken down. And the rest of the chapter, he gives a prophecy about essentially the fall of Jerusalem, which happened a mere 40 years later, but then a telescoping out into the future, looking to the second coming, when the Son of Man will return on the clouds. But I was struck by this building, that it's impressive as it was, magnificent as it was, it wouldn't last. And I thought, how many of the other impressive buildings of the Roman era have disappeared? The most we've got is things like the Colosseum, which are essentially ruins. And so much of human endeavor ends in that way. And it really is just a highlight of the temporariness of our human existence. We are here for a time, and no matter how magnificent things are, they're not permanent. And how much more, if we're looking at these massive stone buildings, and that's true, how much more our individual lives and the things that we invest our time and effort and energy in. And we always need to have in the back of our mind, this is temporary. It's not going to last. Once I'm dead and buried, I will soon be forgotten. A few people will remember me, but many will not. And within a generation, I will essentially be no more in this earth. But we live in eternity. And Jesus promised that he is going to come on the clouds with power and great glory. That's what we look forward to. And we say, that's what we're living for that kingdom where our existence will continue and everything we do will continue, and it is worth investing in that kingdom because that endures. What we have today, we enjoy it and we thrive it and we love it and we're thankful for it and we do the best we can, but we recognize it is temporary. God and his kingdom is eternal. Hang on to that and be blessed.